Hey there, folk and folkettes. You're listening to an episode of The Daily Riff, the official podcast of the Discord server. You guessed it, Riff-Off. If you aren't a part of our merry band, click the link in the description below to join, as we don't bite. And if you're feeling generous, do subscribe to help us out. And with that, we thank you. Now, on of the regularly scheduled programming. Hello, lovely listeners. This is the episode of 116 of the Daily Riff. I know, 116 episodes. I am your wonderful host, Mika, of course, in the flesh, the blood, the bones, and everything in between. Now, it is a wonderful Tuesday, and honestly, my day has been going pretty good as of recording this. So, with all of that being said, we have a little bit of riff news to get off of our chest in the introduction. We have some competition winners, specifically from the Riff-Off competition, the Riff-Off competition. I actually don't remember what it was called, but we have the 18 plus winners here. Number 1 being Blueberry, number 2 being Melissa, and number 3 being Dave74 for the 18 plus winners. Now, for the 13 to 17 brackets, we have Jez in first place, Ivan in second place, and Kilalala in third place. Now, of course, we have an honourable mention to the judges Rifty, Chris and Quib, along with the hosts of the event, such as Slick and Gemini. But anyways, my honourable mention to a performer is Parallaxis, or Para, as you may know him from Parables, who obviously did an amazingly performed original song called The Bot and Me, very expertly performed. If I had it any other way, he'd at least be in the top 3, but he was an honourable mention nonetheless. Anyways, let us get on with the main parts of the show. Now, ladies and gents, and of course those in between the gender binary, we have some, IRL news for you. IRL news, real life news. Let's see what the IRL news holds for us today. It appears that the IRL news has temporarily escaping us as we go into the daily Slick token. Now, for today's code word, we have !drunk draw, or !JUNKDRAWER. Now, put that into the bot center for 1,500 XP, and of course 1,000 Riff coins for a reward for listening to today's podcast. Now, on with the IRL news, for real this time. Now, in IRL news for the 27th of January 2026, the Earth is spinning faster. Scientists have found that Earth's spin has sped up slightly, making days microscopically shorter, and for the first time ever, clocks may need a second removed by 2029 to stay aligned with the actual time. Now, moving on, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This classic question has finally been answered in conclusion. It would move about 261.0397 cubic centimeters of it, based on the volume of soil a real woodchuck displaces while burrowing. The number comes from a real measurement, meaning that it's turned a silly tongue twister into a legitimate physics problem. I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest physics fan, but I am a science fan, so that's quite interesting, both of these little headlines. So, yeah, with that being said, if you're science fans, or just fan of, some kind of numbers or anything along those lines, or just even fun facts you could use at a pub quiz, then these news headlines are for you. Anyways, moving on with the show. Now, dear and lovely listeners, it is time for the record to start spinning and for the music to kick in. Everybody, be prepared for the amazing Feral's music moments.
Hello, welcome to Feral's Music Moments. I am your host Feral, and the first episode this week is about last year's Super Bowl performer, Kendrick Lamar. Starting us off, one of the first major cosigns Lamar received came from Lil Wayne, who praised his talent early on. Wayne's recognition of Lamar's potential added momentum to his career. Lamar introduced the alter ego Kung Fu Kenny on his album Damn, which was a nod to his mastery of Kung Fu. Kendrick Lamar made history as the first solo rapper to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Bringing Serena Williams on stage as a dancer, he performed his diss track Not Like Us, causing the crowd to go crazy singing along. Lamar's personal life has been relatively private, but he has openly shared that he's been with his high school sweetheart Whitney Alford for over a decade. Lastly, he showcased his creativity with making music for movies with the film Black Panther. Kendrick Lamar was one of the executive producers for the superhero movie soundtrack. Well, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you enjoy, tune in on Thursday for fun facts about hip-hop. I was your host, Farrell, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in Farrell's Music Moments suggestion box in Riff Studios Home.
Well, thank you very much, Feral Tomcat, for that lovely episode of Feral's Music Moments. Now, as the record stops spinning, I just wanted to say that I am very glad that you made that episode. I didn't know much about Kendrick Lamar until now, but thank you very much for that very informational bit of music history and musical information. Or should I just say music information? Well, either way, shall we be moving on to the next part of the show? Now then, dear listeners of the Daily Riff, we have the event lineup as per usual in this time of the show. Now, all we have for the event lineup of Tuesday, the 27th of January 2026, is a Wheel of Fortune, hosted by our lovely fellow TDR host Slick Kicks at 11:30 a.m. EST, that is Eastern Standard Time. Now, Wheel of Fortune is the typical game show, Wheel of Fortune, but hosted on Riff-Off on a Discord server with, the usual Slick Kick twists. And with that being said, I believe the event lineup is done for today. Now then, we are on to an advertisement break brought to you by the wonderful, amazing Riff Studios.
Well guys, school is back in session. Now, when you think of school, what comes to mind?
Stupid homework and tests.
Precisely! It's all quite annoying, I know. But what if you had help? Whether it be tutoring or general socialization to work on all that homework or study for those tests.
Well, that would just be... Wait, that would actually be a great idea. So I could just study with people?
Yep, all you gotta do is go in the Study Space VC. You can even make a VC ping if you need to.
Well, how do I get tutoring help?
You go to the Study Hub. It's a forum in the Community Hub where people can ask for help with certain things, or they can create a post talking about what they can help with. It might not even be school related. This is a general space for shared learning.
Okay, well, what if I need help with my crocheting? I love crocheting.
I can help with that. I just finished one of my comforter blankets the other day. Want to see?
Thanks, Carrie. Now, what if I want to work on my creative writing?
Did someone say writing? I might know a thing or two on the subject.
Wow, this is so helpful. Is there a limit on how many times I can ask for help?
Not at all. Ask as much as you need to, and feel free to help out others if you can. Check out the Study Space VC and Study Hub forum anytime. Only in Riff-Off.
Brings me back to those unfortunate education days that ad does. But anyways, thank you everyone who acted in that amazing and wonderful ad. But with that being said, and school dread aside, shall we be moving on with the show? Of course, we had to have an ad as per usual right before the main treat of the show, of course other than my voice, which is the performance board, which of course we have a amazing performance submission from the lovely Dare, or as some people would like to call them, or one person would call them, Delirium. Take it away.
Stupid Cupid, you're a real mean guy. I'd like to clip your wings so you can't fly. I'm in love and it's a crying shame, and I know that you're the one to blame. Hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. I can't do my homework and I can't think straight. I meet him every morning about 8:30. I'm acting like a lovesick fool. He's even got me carrying his books to school. Hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. You mixed me up for good right from the very start. Hey, go play Robin Hood with somebody else's heart. You got me jumping like a crazy clown, and I don't feature what you're putting down. Since I kissed inside the lips of wine, the thing that bothers me is that I like it fine. Hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. You got me jumping like a crazy clown, and I don't feature what you're putting down. Seems like it's deserving lips of wine. The thing that bothers me is that I like your pride. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid, you back, stop picking on me. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid, you back, stop picking on me.
Wow, that was a performance and a half from Dare themselves. Wow, I really like those high notes. I love the song. I love the genre of that song too. Just all around, 10 out of 10, amazing performance. Great on the ears and great on the soul. Please don't take mine. Anyways, shall we be moving on? Well then, my incessant book fans, and of course those who just like Avery from, AAMD or Ash and Avery's Microdramas, we have a special treat for you, as it is Avery's Antiquarian. Or Antiquarian? Well, either way, we're sticking with the theme of Cupid here, so take it away, Avery, with your lovely book review.
Hello there. As always, I have tea brewing for you. And today, I have a book for all my romance lovers. Today's book is called OK Cupid by Mason Deaver. Sorry if I butchered that. Now with the facts. Mason Deaver has written 6 books and 1 movie. Their books are mostly YA, queer realistic fiction, or just fiction in the case of OK Cupid. They are an award-winning, best-selling author. Some of their awards are the Goodreads Choice Award and the Pink News Best YA Book Award. Okay, on with the book. This book follows our non-binary protagonist, Jude. Jude isn't Cupid. This means they help people fall in love. Their next mission isn't between 2 hopeless romantic adults, but 2 high school students who used to be best friends. For this mission, Jude must go undercover as a normal teenager and bring these ex-friends back together again. But what happens if Jude falls in love? No, that can't happen. They lose their job. If you love a romance book that's slow burn, then you'll love this book. There's also queer representation without being pushy or obnoxious, which I find very important today. I'd like to talk about the cover of this book. It is a deep teal color with a white maze in the shape of a heart. There's a person on one side of the maze and one on the other, symbolizing the maze of figuring out how to love. And now, here are some of my favorite quotes. It's not normal to feel this way. I've been taught that my entire life. But what if I just want to be myself? These quotes are kind of metaphors for being queer, even though that's not the context of the quotes. Here, Jude is talking about the feeling of love as a Cupid. This book is young adult, ranging from ages 14 plus. Finally, I would rate this book a 5 out of 5 on the recommendability scale. Still not a word. I've already yapped about how much I love the representation in this book, but I'll say it again. I love the representation in this book. It doesn't make it feel like it's so crazy to be queer, but a normal everyday thing, because being queer is normal. Well, that's all I have today. Come back next week. Bye-bye now.
Well, thank you very much, Avery, for that amazing 5-star recommendation. Of course, we do love a good romance book that supports queer nature, or at least makes references to it without being too pushy. Honestly, I do agree with that. We do love a good romance novel, which really goes into the complexities of romance itself, and explores the, just general confusion that humans have around the emotion. But rambling aside, thank you, Avery. I very much appreciate your input on that. Now, on with the last bit of the Daily Riff. Well then, of course, everything comes to an end eventually, whether it goes back to dust or joins the digital graveyard, and again, as per usual, the Daily Riff is ending right as we speak. So, I have been your magical, marvellous, magnificent host, Mika, and I'll be seeing you on the other side of the digital graveyard. Goodbye now.